In this video, we will learn about the swara letters or the vowel letters of Nepali language. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shailendra, and in this channel, I help you through your Nepali language learning journey. This video is the second video of the Nepali language basics video series. And if you have not watched the first video, I'll put up a link for the video up somewhere here. You can watch the video. In that first video, we went through the Barakhari system of Nepali language. In this video, we will look at how to write the swara letters in Devanagari script. I will give the IAST values for those letters. I will teach you how to pronounce the letters, its equivalent sound in English, and also some words that will use those letters. So now let's get started. I will share my screen and I'll write in the screen. Alright, so the first letter that we want to look at is called O. This sound, how it's written, is this way. So first you draw a letter 3 and then draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. And then up top, you put a dash. So all the Nepali letters in Devanagari script will have a dash on top. This is a primal sound. The IAST letter for this is the letter A. This is the sound O. Then an equivalent sound in English would be about. When you're saying about, the O in the beginning is the sound O. And a Nepali word that uses a sound is achar. Achar. When you say achar, that it means pickle. Now let's move on to the second word, second letter. Delete this and do it again. All right, so the second sound is A. Okay, how you write it is similar to O. Letter 3 and then a horizontal dash and then a vertical dash and then another vertical line and a dash on top. The sound is A. Okay, now the IAST for this sound is this and then a dash on top. Commonly, when you are writing Nepali in Roman script, people also write double A to represent A. So when you say C double A, that generally means A. Okay. An equivalent sound in English for this would be a sound A in father. Okay. When you're saying father, the A sound in there is the A sound here. And a Nepali word that uses this sound is ama. Okay. When you say ama, that means mother in English. And now, let's move on to the third sound, and that sound is E. E, you put a small vertical dash and then a semicircle to the left, a semicircle to the right, and then you come like this and a dash on the top. And this sound here is E, short E. And the IAST for this is going to be the letter I. And an equivalent sound in English is going to be when you're saying the word ship. Okay, we're saying ship, that O sound, E sound there is this sound. A word in Nepali that uses this sound would be bhai. Okay, when you're saying bhai, that E at the end is this sound, and bhai means younger brother in Nepali. Now let's move on to the next sound, and that is going to be the longer E sound. Okay? So now the same process to the left, to the right, and then give it a turn, and then a dash, and then for the longer E sound, you put a vov, and you put a semicircle like this, that becomes E. And in IAST, that is represented by a dash on top, symbolizing the emphasis. An English word for this sound would be sheep. You're saying sheep, that's a longer E sound, and that's this sound. And Nepali, a word with this sound would be dai. Okay, you're saying dai, E sound is this sound, and dai basically means older brother. Let's move on to the other word, which is u. Okay, so this is a sound which is written this way. Okay, and the dash on top, letter 3, and then a dash on the top. Okay, the IAST for this would be U, letter U. And an English equivalent sound for this would be you are saying put. Okay, U sound in put is this sound. And Nepali word that uses this U sound would be something like pau. They're saying pau, basically in English translated in Nepali as pau. Okay, so whenever you're saying pau, that reminds or that takes off element. After this sound, move on to the other sound, which is the longer oo sound. Okay, this oo is written the same way. So the letter 3, a dash on top, and then we do something like this. Okay, this way, whenever put it down, that becomes the longer sound oo. Okay, example IAST for oo sound would be something similar. So U letter with an emphasis on top. And then the English equivalent sound for this would be something like boot. Okay, when you're saying boot, then this is that sound. And a Nepali word for this sound would be something like oo itself. This letter oo is a word to represent a person. Okay, so we're referring to a third person, oo. This is the sound, or this is the letter. Okay, let's move on to another sound, which is a. Okay, and that is written this way. So a vertical and then something like this, and then you do this. Okay, dash on top. Now, when you do this, this becomes the sound a. Okay, the ST equivalent of this would be the letter E. Okay, an English equivalent sound for this would be something like egg. When you're saying egg, the A sound is this sound. And Nepali, the word that uses this sound would be something like echa, meaning and now let's move on to the other sound, which is the letter I. Okay, how we write that is same as this A. Okay, a dash, and then we give this. Okay, so this okay, this becomes the sound I. Okay, I couldn't exactly find a sound in English that represents this sound, because it's not something like it's I. Okay, the I sound is different to this I sound. If you have any words in English or any words that follow this sound, has this sound, please let me know in the comments. Okay, and the IAST for this would be AI. Okay, this is I sound. Okay, and a word that uses sound would be like aina. Okay, aina means mirror in Nepali. Now let's move on to the next sound, and that is going to be the O sound. Okay, we write O is basically like this. So letter 3, and then O sound, and then A sound, and then the dash, and then the on the top. Okay, this one, I'm not sure what this is called, but this gives you the letter O. Okay, on the IAST for this is the letter O, and in English, when are using this sound, O would be something like home. Okay, when you're saying home, home. When you're saying ohm, in physics there's a unit called ohm. Okay, ohm. When you're pronouncing that sound O, that's this sound. Okay, in Nepali, a word that uses this sound would be something like okhati. Okhati basically means medicine in Nepali. Now let's move on to the next sound, and that sound is O. Okay, so if you have this number 3 and then the vertical dashes and then a dash on the top, and then 1 made O, and then 2 would made O. Okay, now this sound O is represented in IAST with these letters A and U. O. If you say aubergine, would be the English equivalent sound. I'm not sure if aubergine is the right pronunciation for that word, but this is the sound that this sound O makes. A Nepali word that uses this sound O would be something like ausadhi. Ausadhi also means medicine in Nepali. Okhati is also medicine, and ausadhi is also medicine. All right, now let's move on to the next one, which is sound Okay, that would be something like this. Same sound O and a dot on the top. Remember when I was drawing O, I said this was the primal sound, and that was because This O sound is used in a lot of these other vowels. Okay, this is the base. And with a top, this is called Sir Bindu as well, which we will talk about in later videos. Now this sound is Okay, not sure if there is any sound in English that uses that represents or matches with this sound. So I could not find a word that uses this sound here, but when we're going into Barakari system, other consonant when that combines with this sound and makes sound like kong, 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 gong, that sound would be using this. Now let's move on to the next sound. Oh, and by the way, the IAST for this sound would be something like this. So it's a ma sound, but then a tick below the ma sound. Okay, so something like this. Now let's move on to the next sound, and that sound there is going to be aha. Okay, aha. How we write that sound is that letter is by this 3. So we make the ah. You've got the hang of it, and then a dash on the top, and then we've got 2 of these semicolon kind of thing. So that this is like a semicolon. Now with this, we make this sound aha. Okay. IAST for this sound would be something like this, and this sound does not have any word, but when we are saying words like dukkha, that is the sound that uses this. Learning a new language is always fun and challenging. Congratulations on this journey. I will help you through it. Please go through all the basics video in the channel to get a good understanding of the foundations. Please make sure to follow this channel and also to share it with anyone who's learning Nepali or is thinking of learning Nepali. If you have any comment on any of the content, or if you want to let me know or request anything that you want to learn next, please put down in the comments and I will go through them. Enjoy your Nepali learning journey.